PC Power and Cooling, I love it. This is one of my favorite brands of power supplies. These guys make some of the best stuff on the market. If you're a high-end user, you're building a gaming system or workstation, you need something that's very reliable, very high-end, will last a really long time, is gonna run very clean power with a very stable voltage all the way through. This is for you. This is a really, really awesome power supply. So this is actually the PC Power and Cooling 750 watt Quad Blue. Now, that comes from their silencer series. They have pretty much two series for consumers. One's the silencer and one's the turbo cool. So the silencer goes all the way from 300s all the way to 750s. This is the top of the line silencer. This thing is silent. It's crazy. The turbo cools, on the other hand, go from 860 to 1200. So they have a whole range of performance that you can choose from. And the best part about all of these PSUs, no matter which one you get, silencer or turbo cool, they're all on one single rail. They don't have multiple rails. They have all the volts, all the 12 volts are coming from one plus 12 volt rail. So that's really cool. It's actually better. You get better efficiency, you get cleaner power. It's great. You get less heat too, so it's awesome. So now the 750, there's a 370, the 420, the 500, and the 610. Now the 750s have three of them. There's blue, red, and black to match your case. If you got a pretty case and you want to match the colors, not too many people do that. You know, you got some silly, colorful PSUs that are not really the highest quality. I won't mention them, but this is a very, very high-end PSU. Now, let's talk about what the specs on this and what do you get. As far as wattage goes, again, 750 watts continuous. It'll do a peak of a little bit higher, probably do about 800 watts peak, but that's at 105 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about, what, like 40 degrees Celsius? 40 degrees Celsius, more or less, something around there. It is the silencer series. It's silent for a reason. 10 decibels is what this thing produces. So if you know your decibel charts, that's nothing. A broadcast studio, like a high-end NBC broadcast studio, does about 10 decibels when nothing's happening, just little hums here and there. A quiet house is about 20 decibels. A conversation is closer to 60. So think about it, it's 6 times less than a regular conversation. So it's very, very quiet. It's gonna be quieter than all the fans in your case. It's gonna be quieter than your CPU cooler. It's quieter than a CD-ROM drive humming at idle. So very, very quiet. Now, it is SLI and Crossfire X certified, so you can do SLI, multiple video cards, or you can do Crossfire, multiple ATI video cards. That's all there, ready to go. 60 amps on the plus 12 volt rail. So that's where you pay. A lot of times you see these big numbers for the wattage. You gotta take a look at your amperage. Depending on how many video cards you're gonna run, you're gonna need to have a certain amount of amps on that 12 volt rail to actually get the card to work. So this is going to have plenty. 60 amps is a lot. There's a lot of other motherboard manufacturers that have 800, 900, 1000 watt power supplies that don't have that amperage on the 12 volt rail, plus it's a single rail. So that's really, really good. It's going to give you very stable, very clean, direct current output. Very nice. This thing is amazing with the connectors that it comes with too. It has every type of PCI Express connector, both the 8 and the 6 pin. I'll show them to you in a second. The support on this is fantastic. You got a 5-year warranty on it. You get 24/7 customer support. And let's see if you can zoom in here. I'm going to show you some of these connectors. Just zoom in on this big bundle in my hand. I'm not going to take off the thing to keep it nice and clean for whoever gets it next. But see those 6-pin PCI Express connectors? You have 2 of those. Now, you have 2 more of these. If you look at that, that's the 6-pin PCI Express connector with another 2 to make it the 8-pin. So if you're going to get a 4870X2, a 280 GTX, those require the 8-pin PCI Express connector. You have that. So you have 2 of these, and then you have 2 of the regular 6 pins. So that's 4 in total. You can run 2 SLI, you can run 2 9800 GX2s, you can run 2 260 GTXs, GTX 260s, or GTX 280s. You have all that on here. So that's really nice to have. You have a bunch of Molex connectors, more than you could probably ever need. There's 8 Molexes on here. There are 6 of these SATAs, or SATAs, depending on how you want to pronounce it. 6 of these, and then obviously the ones that are stacked together are real close, and then some of them are further apart. So if you're putting your hard drives one on top of another, they're going to stack up very nicely. And then of course you also have somewhere in here, there you are, there's your little mini for your floppy. So that's very useful. A lot of connectors, lots of great wire loom on here too as well. It's all very nicely wrapped, very nice heat wrap on the end. So great power supply. So if you're going to run 2 video cards, if you're going to run SLI, Crossfire, you need lots of amps. You need something that's high quality, something that's going to have something like a 5-year warranty. That's insane for a power supply. Most power supplies don't last 3 years, let alone 5. This is definitely what you're going to want to look for. Don't cheap out. It's definitely very important, especially if you're overclocking, if you need stable current, or if you have a board that doesn't have like 8-phase power and really high-end hardware on it. You're going to need something like this that produces that stable power to overclock nicely and get a good clock. So take a look at this. If you're building a nice system but you don't need 1000 watt, you want something that's a 750, is going to power all your cards, SLI, high-end, last a long time. This is for you. Send me emails. I'll see you guys next time. For more information on the PC Power and Cooling Silencer Series 750 watt power supply, go to CompUSA.com and type in P227-1009 into the search box. Or you can call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-800-CompUSA.